Welcome to Health and Self. My name is Ashley Thayer, and I'm so excited. Today, I have a very special guest, a dear friend of mine. She's also known as a heart champion. I have Dawn Roberts here with me today. Oh, Dawn, thank you for coming on Health and Self. Welcome to DETV.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. So today, we're actually going to make, you're a heart champion. So you are a brand ambassador for the American Heart Association. I want to share a dish that my family loves, but after talking with you and hearing about like your story, I didn't realize that everything that's in this dish is healthy for your heart. So
I'm excited.
So today we're actually going to make stuffed peppers.
All right.
But I have a little spin on it. So in my stuffed peppers, in my selfsoulspace.com recipe, I add chicken. Of course, you have your peppers, but I have them and stuff them, and then I take one and I chop it up. So you're getting the benefits inside the pepper and obviously on the outside. I also add quinoa, which we know is a heart-healthy grain. We know that grain is also carries a lot of protein, in addition to the fiber that we look for from our grains and carbs. A little bit of baby carrot to add a little bit of crunch, and it's good for your eyes. I also like to add a little fresh lime juice. Of course, lemon is a go-to, garlic, classic flavors, and then frozen corn, canned black beans also. And with the canned black beans, I do rinse and drain them. So that way you're not getting the additional preservatives that come in the can. Canned tomatoes, low sodium though, especially I know you'll share more about this, but when you are kind of looking at keeping your heart healthy, or maybe you have blood pressure challenges, it's really important that you monitor your salt content.
Certainly.
So I always get no salt added when I look for like my canned ingredients.
I love that.
Then I can monitor my flavor. I can add my own salt when I want to. A little bit of ground cumin, a little bit of chili powder, and I know everybody's at home going, what is this? It's just a little bit of Monterey Jack cheese. We'll shred it and top it on top so we get that yummy cheesy flavor.
My favorite.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Dawn, let's get started and then we'll chit chat.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to turn on, I have a large skillet here. I'm going to turn it on to about medium heat and let it start heating up. While we're doing that, I'm going to chop an onion. Are you willing to chop some carrots for me?
Certainly.
Okay. So I'll hand you that, and I'm going to give you a cutting board, and then I will also give you a knife.
All right.
There you go, my dear.
Thank you.
So heart champion, huh? I mean, you're a champion.
Yes, thank you.
So Dawn is a working mom of Wayne Jr., and she's also a health coach, a run coach. She really spends her time helping women, kids, men, you know, all ages with living a healthier lifestyle and becoming a runner. How is that? What is that? What is it like? What does your everyday consist of?
Oh boy, one thing I should say that I get up very early.
Okay.
I get up at 5 a.m.
Oh boy.
And I joke about that because I was speaking with a friend recently saying that in the past, I used to, as they say, burn the candle at both ends. But I realized
too late and
get up too early. So I realized, okay, I need to pick a side.
That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yes. So I chose morning.
Okay.
So I get up at 5 a.m., which means I go to bed. I try not to go to bed no later than 9:30, 10 p.m.
Okay.
So that way I at least get about 7 hours of sleep, which is very important when we talk about heart health.
Is it? Okay. So, I mean, I definitely, I try to do the same thing, just with the girls' schedules and getting everybody to school, you know, and right now it's like with it being summer, I have to get them to swim practice so early in the morning that I do. I go to bed kind of right after we put the little girls to sleep and they have the earlier bedtime.
Exactly,
so
exactly.
It's you know, Dereardon laughs because the big girls end up kissing me goodnight and tucking me in because I go to sleep before they do. But so you said you get up early, 5 a.m.
Yes, I get up at 5 a.m. and I get to the gym by 6 a.m. So I have my little routine, have some prayer, some meditation at home, and just getting myself together, and then head to the gym, get there by 6 a.m., have my routine.
Good.
But I would say that typically the gym is like normally like on a rainy day.
Okay.
But since it's so beautiful out, I like to go out for a run.
Yeah.
So it's nothing better than stepping out the door and just going for a run.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it. The fresh air really makes a difference, I feel like, too.
It does.
And it breaks up the mundane of, I mean, you know, you and I both are runners and on the treadmill, or if you're in the gym
Yes.
on the elliptical because you want a low impact workout. I mean, it really just getting outside, getting your steps in.
It's
enjoying
amazing.
nature. And that's good, I mean, essentially for your heart as well, right?
Oh, certainly. And one thing I say to everyone, you don't have to be a marathoner like myself, but just getting outdoors for a nice walk. It could be a nice brisk walk. And one of the things that's recommended by the American Heart Association and just overall in terms of overall fitness is just getting out for at least 30 minutes of activity.
Okay,
outside.
so essentially, you don't need a gym membership. You don't
You do
need
not.
anything fancy or special kind of equipment.
No, not at all. Just getting out your door 5 days a week, 30 minutes of activity, of movement. It could be a nice brisk walk. It could be a jog. It could be a bike ride. So just some kind of movement.
So, and that's what the American Heart Association recommends. So they're not even saying you have to go spend big money and get
Not
one of those
at all.
fancy thousands of dollar bikes that look fun because they play all the hippest music to their routines.
How about that? How about that?
But I mean, it's just moving your body.
Just moving your body, definitely, just for overall fitness, overall health. And we talk a lot about heart health, but heart health helps with your brain health, just overall.
I agree. Your mental health, your
Yes.
emotional health, your physical health.
Definitely.
So I am going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Olive oil is a good, healthy fat.
Yes.
It's good for your heart. It's also good for your skin because it contains a little bit of omega-3 fatty acids, which is good. But about a tablespoon goes a long way, which is really
certainly.
nice. So, and my little tip is that I like to tell my health and self viewers is that if you use the cap, it almost acts as a measuring spoon, so you don't have to dirty up one more dish.
That's a great tip. I'm taking mental tips here.
So I'm going to add in my half of Vidalia onion. I do use a Vidalia onion, Dawn, because the girls, they know I put onion in food, but they're not the biggest fan of onion. So I just, it's a sweeter flavor. It's not as strong.
I have to remember that because Wayne Jr., same thing. The onions, he's like, oh, I don't know about that, Mommy.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was a kid for a long time, I used to say I was allergic to onions. Now, meanwhile, I wasn't, but it was more so just because of the simple fact of like, I didn't think I liked it. And, you know, as a kid, you don't really try things. You just automatically say, oh, I don't like that. Oh,
So
I'm allergic.
true.
So yeah, we got to run away. So we're going to let
Do I have enough carrots here?
That's perfect.
Oh, great, great.
Yep. That is the perfect size because we want a little bit of crunch. And you can go ahead and add in cut up a couple more for me.
Oh, perfect.
And then we can go ahead and just add those right in. While you're doing that, I'm going to take my peppers. And I chose yellow because it's what the store had. You could use green peppers if that's your preference. You could use red peppers. You could use orange peppers. They all contain a great amount of like vitamin C and nutrients and things that you want. But the yellow have a milder flavor. So kind of like the lighter the color, the milder the flavor.
Right.
And they're not spicy. So that's why I think the girls really humor me when I make these. Now, Jordan, my oldest, will eat a pepper raw straight out. So I'm just cutting these right in half. And I'm actually only going to cut 3 of the 4 because the 4th, like I said, I'm going to actually chop up and place it in with our onion and our carrots.
Oh, boy.
So just cutting these right in half.
I'm excited. This is my first time having a pepper.
Oh, my goodness.
Like this, a stuffed pepper. So it's exciting.
Oh, I'm so excited. Well, I'm glad I could essentially like christen you to stuffed peppers.
Yes.
Now, these are not, again, like your traditional stuffed peppers. I am going to just pop the seeds out. And you can take the stem out if you'd like. Fancy chefs like Chef Dana would probably leave the stems and make them really pretty.
Oh,
Here,
boy.
This is a weeknight meal, and we're just trying to get it done. Now, with it being summer, One thing, Dawn, I do like to do is I actually like to take extra chicken breast, like if I don't have time to cook it, and I cook a lot on the grill during the summer, I will actually just add the already cooked chicken from the grill to these without having to actually make them.
Okay, good. Good to know.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of, you know, you can kind of really mix and match and add in what you need. All right, so I'm going to just start to place these skin side down as I take them out. And then once your carrots are done, you can go ahead and just throw them right in. You can just go ahead and throw those right into the pan.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Let's make sure I don't put too many in, or is it good?
Nope, you can go ahead and add them all in.
Oh, perfect.
So the neat thing is that you end up with actually extra stuffing when you make these. So like DeReardon and I will then just eat it, like kind of throw it over top of a salad, or
very good.
It's very good by itself. All right. And I'm just placing these in a 9x13 glass baking dish. This will yield about 6 peppers.
Oh, boy.
You can give or take, you know, depending on what your family size is. All right.
I'm gonna have to try this when I get home.
Oh, yeah. Now, the cool thing is I have made these on the grill, but basically, you know, your grill can essentially act like an oven. So if you're kind of like living life outside right now and just really enjoying the warm weather,
Yes.
this is a great recipe without you having to turn on your oven inside and still make it outside and just enjoy, you know, what summer has to offer.
Great idea.
All right, last one. Seeds are out. Also, I kind of pulled, you can see I kind of pulled some of the membrane out. That helps to just give you that cavity so that way you can add your stuffing in.
Oh, yeah.
And it has a nice little vessel to do that.
Oh, boy.
Stir these. Now, I've already chopped up 2 cloves of garlic.
Okay.
I'm going to add these in to my pan with our carrots and onions. There we go. And then I'm going to take my last pepper and just cut around the seeds in the membrane, and I'm going to dice it up so it can go inside. Easy peasy. Now again, if Jordan was here, she would be trying to steal these little pieces of pepper. But it's so good for you. I mean, I think, you know, one thing I try to kind of really preach is the more veggies you can kind of pack into your dish, the healthier it'll be, the better you'll feel. And then if your goals are essentially like weight loss, or, you know, if you have heart challenges, I mean, it's definitely a good way to kind of help the health of your body, your heart, your weight management, weight loss.
I agree. I haven't always been a fan of veggies, but over the last 10 years, I'm all in. I'm always experimenting with new veggies.
So, Dawn, now I know this story, and it's been, you've received a lot of kind of recognition, and you're raising a lot of awareness about heart health, but especially heart health in, I mean, essentially healthy women, you know, kind of teaching us that we need to kind of look a little deeper, pay more attention to things. Would you be willing to share with our Health and Self family about your journey and what has gotten you to be this heart champion with the American Heart Association?
Yes, certainly. So let's see, 2 years ago, 2019, I was turning 50, and I said, just thinking of ways to stay healthier and just to live healthier and just be better overall. I'm always looking to reinvent and look for great things to do and to share. So I said, you know what, let me check my heart out in terms of preventative care.
Okay.
And it's really key that I started with my heart, because my business partner, Kendra, she had a hole in her heart that went undetected at birth.
Wow. So she's had that since birth.
Yeah, so she didn't know. And we're 10 years apart. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start with my heart. So I wasn't necessarily looking for anything. I said, I'll start with my heart, and then after that, I'll look at other areas just to stay healthier.
Because a lot of times, like when you start to approach 40, 50, there are scheduled kind of like maintenance exams and tests and things like that that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's what they say. But it wasn't so much a scheduled thing. I just thought that, okay, I'll start with the heart because of her background with that. And so I talked to my primary doctor, and he gave me a specialist, a cardiologist to go to. So I went to the cardiologist and did all the basic exams, EKG, echocardiogram, all the traditional heart monitoring things that you do just to kind of check you out, make sure that everything is fine.
Right.
So I did all of that. He said, "Oh, perfect. Nothing's wrong with you." And it was great because he's a fellow marathoner.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. I left out thinking, I guess I'm okay. So I'll check it off my list. I'll move on to something else. So 3 months later, while traveling, I coordinate 5K runs across the country with one of my organizations that I work with. And so the last day, I was there for a whole week with my family. The last day, my son and I decided, okay, we're going to do this 5K so we both can earn our medal.
Okay.
And mind you, I did the same 5K leading up.
Okay.
You know, just making sure the course was ready. I biked it.
So your average 3-mile run that you're used to running.
Oh, yes, without a doubt.
That you could probably do in your sleep, where the rest of us would be like,
it was a basic 3.1. Throughout the week, I did a bike that course. I ran that course, walked the course, just making sure it was course ready. So my son likes to do like a little walk run. So we proceed to do that, and I'm finding that walk run was more for me. So I'm feeling chest pain. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? So moving forward, I went back home and did my normal runs. And I'm like, I couldn't even run a half a mile without feeling this same pain.
Wow.
It was persistent. So went back to the same cardiologist, did the same exam, same test. And I think we even did an extra one. I mentioned the different tests, but I meant to mention stress tests.
Okay, so
which
that's
is one of
where they put you kind of like on the treadmill and make you kind of see where your body starts to feel stress or feel
Exactly, exactly. So all the proper tests. And so again, the doctor said, nothing's wrong with you. He went so far to say, get out of here. Nothing's wrong with you. Go see a neurologist. So I know everyone's wondering, like, why do you say neurologist?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I'm not sure what that means. That was my target to go move forward.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm not going back to him. So clearly something's going on. And as I say this to everyone, as I share my story, I want to encourage everyone to listen to your body. Your body is talking to you. You have to listen. Listen to your body. Know your body.
Okay.
I want to share to everyone, know your family history and share your family history, and know your numbers, meaning that know your cholesterol, know your blood sugar, know your blood pressure.
So kind of those same things that the doctor tests for, but then they'll kind of rattle off.
Yes.
Most of the time, I think we all kind of just are like,
oh, yeah.
Whatever you say, doc, you'll let me know if something's wrong.
Definitely.
But we should actually pay attention.
Yes, please pay attention and write those numbers down in your little notebook. That's my go-to, my little notebook. I know most people, or a number of people, are using their smartphones.
Putting them in their
days.
phones. I mean, you can put it, essentially like in your calendar. If you have the appointment marked on Monday, whatever, you could just add it in as your little notes.
Exactly. So so after that, I was like, okay, I need to get another opinion, because the fact that I'm a marathoner, he's a marathoner, I thought that he should have taken a little more extra steps.
Okay, so I did just while we were talking, I did add about a pound of, I like to do the thin chicken breast, because you can still get the amount of protein that you need, but they cook a little faster. So I did cut it up, about 1-inch pieces, and I'm adding about a cup of frozen corn.
That's great.
And I'm also going to add 1 15-ounce can of black beans that I drained and rinsed. Okay, so continue on. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, this is perfect. I love this. Looks so yummy.
So beans are really good for your heart. So essentially, he kind of told you, like, hey,
nothing's
friend,
wrong.
like, nothing's wrong. You're good. And then what happened?
Yeah, so thank God I did not listen to him. So funny enough, it's so hard to get an appointment with a specialist.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Shouldn't be this challenging.
It shouldn't be so challenging. And so what I ended up doing, I have a service that I encourage everyone to check it out. I'm sure it's different types of services, but this one is called Grand Rounds.
Okay.
And I had it, it's an insurance provider, and it's kind of like a partner with you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of a partner with your health provider partner. And so I was able to get a pulmonary doctor as well as a cardiologist online. They both were in Denver.
Okay.
And so both of them, I pretty much share my story as I'm sharing with you, gave them very detailed information, and just from hearing it, they said, you know what, we encourage you to please pursue this.
Okay.
Pursue it meaning find a doctor in your area, find an in-person doctor.
Okay, so I'm adding about a cup of, it is cooked quinoa. On the weekends, I like to make big batches of quinoa or brown rice, and then you just kind of store it aside in your fridge. But it's already cooked, so you don't have to worry about doing that. You know, it kind of just cooks just like rice.
Wow.
And so this adds a little bit of additional fiber to our stuffed peppers, as well as additional protein, because quinoa is one of those kind of super grains that contains protein and fiber.
Yes.
So the
I'm
Denver
excited. doctors,
and while we're still talking, I'm going to add in my chili powder. It's about 1 tablespoon, and about a teaspoon of ground cumin. And then I'm also going to sprinkle in just a little bit of kosher salt and black pepper.
It's very flavorful.
About 1/4 teaspoon. I don't do a whole lot of salt because I like for the vegetables to stand out. I like for the chili powder to stand out. I like for those to kind of really shine. And then I'm also going to add our 15-ounce can of no salt added tomatoes.
All right.
And this is basically done and ready to stuff.
Oh, boy.
So continue on.
Yes. So what I ended up doing is I went to Temple Health.
Okay.
I decided that
which we all know, not too far from here, not too far from Wilmington.
That's true. And so I ended up going to Temple Health for 2 reasons. One, Kendra actually went to Temple Health.
Okay.
So that I figured, you know what, let me find out where Kendra went. So I know they know what they're doing. And then also being a native of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Originally, so I went back home.
I did know that. I did know you were originally from Philadelphia.
So the great thing is, the difference is, I found a doctor, and that's the important part. I found a doctor that listened to me. So whether it was Temple Health or whether it's here at Christiana Care, find a doctor that cares and listens to you. I should say listens is a really key part, because I shared with my doctor, Dr. Sabrina Islam, the same information I shared with the first cardiologist. The difference is she made it her business to help me.
Okay.
So if your doctor is not listening to you, please find a new doctor.
Then it's time to branch out.
Yes, time to branch out. And it's so funny, to this day, Dr. Islam and I have did presentations together, and I'm learning more and more about her care of preventative medicine, as well as how important it is for me to continue sharing my story.
Okay.
Because she told me that I actually helped her care for me. So as I talked about partnership, you want to think of your doctors as your partner with your care, just like with education, with your kids. You want to think of their teachers. You and the teacher are in partnership with your child's education.
Right.
So think of your doctor. Yes, think of your doctor as a partner with your health. Your doctor only knows what you tell them.
That's true, because you have to be honest, because you can have a pain in your right foot, but if you don't tell them, they're never going to know.
No,
it's
they
not written
don't.
on your forehead. So I am. I added a little bit of about a half of a lime worth of lime juice, just to add a little freshness.
Oh boy.
And then I'm just going to go ahead and stuff our peppers, and I'm going to pop them in the oven. Because, Dawn, these take a while to bake.
Okay.
They take about 30 to 35 minutes to bake. But I do want to get them in, because then we top them with cheese and cilantro, and they're really, really good. It's okay to make a mess, too. I mean, cooking does not have to be perfect.
Okay.
I'm not culinary trained. I just make good, healthy food. And so then, remember how I told you have extra. So you could even take this and individually freeze this if you'd like. So that way then you can just pull it out and, put it in a pepper and eat it by itself. Because of those flavors, it does lend very well to kind of just eating it by itself. And it's a complete meal. You've got your vegetables, you've got your grain, you've got your protein. So I'm going to turn that down.
You have dinner, you have lunch.
Dinner, lunch. I mean, it's great to go, lunch. So I'm going to pop these into the oven. I have my oven preheated. You can go ahead and open that for me. To 400 degrees. Okay. Slide those in.
Okay.
And close that up for me.
All
Then the peppers are just going to cook. The flavors are going to continue to come together. So 35 minutes.
All right.
Okay, so it's been 35 minutes. Dawn, we've been catching up, but I do want to continue to share your story about your doctor in Philadelphia. While I pull out our stuffed peppers, we're going to top them with a little bit of cheese and a little bit of cilantro, and then we're going to eat. I don't know if you knew I was feeding you today, but...
Well, right.
But yeah, so finish telling me about your doctor in Philly. How...
Oh, sure. So Dr. Islam, I thank God that I found her. So when I got there, I went for a routine stress test. Oh, prior to the stress test, I did have the same exams I did all over again.
Okay, because she needed to have the numbers for herself.
Definitely, she needed her own numbers. All right. So on December 27th, 2 years ago, I went there for my stress test. I thought it was just a regular routine stress test. So Dr. Islam and her team had me do the treadmill again. And the difference this time, I ran really fast on there. It was so great because I took time off from running.
Okay.
Because I needed to make sure that I was okay.
Right, naturally. And you don't want to be out on like a trail, Glasgow Park or somewhere in a park, and then all of a sudden you have an incident.
Exactly. So I'm on the treadmill, ran really fast, and they said this time just stop abruptly. And once I stopped abruptly, they were able to put the sensors, the monitors on my chest to monitor my heart.
Okay.
And they realized that my heart recovered a little slower this time.
Okay.
So from there, they asked me to wait, and then to move a little forward, they actually put a catheter in my wrist. And as I look at my wrist, I'm like, it's not even anything here.
Wow.
And it's so great because in the past, people have told me they either went through your groin or your hip.
Yeah, that's
like standard. So they went through my wrist to get to my heart. So they put a catheter on my wrist, and as a result, they noticed that I had 99% blockage in my left anterior artery.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
Yes, it's commonly known as a widowmaker. So what they ended up doing.
Widowmaker?
Yes, a widowmaker. Yes, so it's pretty major. And they were like, oh my gosh, we glad you came in here today. The procedure was so quick, actually. So I now have a stent in my left artery, and this is to opening up my passageway so that I can breathe and be able to run and jump and everything. So I'm just so glad I got there, and it was really quick, the procedure. I didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
I was out of it, and I think it took like, all right. It took like 10 minutes of that. So overnight stay, and then voila.
Oh wow. Voila.
Back to normal.
Wow. So we're gonna go ahead and voila this.
Oh boy.
Welcome to Stuffed Peppers. I hope you enjoy it.
Yes.
We can chicken, beans, the corn.
Oh boy.
It's very heart healthy, which is really important. It's hot though. So good.
It is very good.
The little hint of cilantro and cheese. Now, it's really important to think about when you're thinking of heart health, and I know it's important. I know you really make a valiant effort with Wayne, and your husband, and just your everyday life of adding broccoli, Brussels sprouts, leafy greens, like spinach and kale. Peppers are a great heart health. Carrots, corn is another great one. Onions, garlic. Those are some of the easy fruits and vegetables that you can reach to. And of course, berries. So, we're having stuffed peppers now, but you could have a little strawberry, a little blueberry for dessert.
Certainly.
And just continue to help the antioxidants in your heart health. Dawn, your story is amazing. Where can people find you? I mean, I know through the American Heart Association, you're a heart champion.
Yes.
But how else? Because you are a coach. I know you do help people with running. How can they find you?
Oh, certainly. They can visit my website. It's really easy, DawnARoberts.com.
Okay.
If you're on social media, same thing.
Yeah.
My whole name, Dawn Angelique Roberts. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, I'm Run PR Dawn.
I was about to say, I was like, you gotta run somewhere in there. Yep, awesome.
And on Twitter, same thing, Run PR Dawn.
Oh, Dawn, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing the importance of remembering that heart health shouldn't just be talked about in February. It should be talked about in July. It should be talked about in September. It should be every month, every day.
Definitely.
And would you say know your numbers?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Listen to your body.
Listen to your body.
Yes, and know your family history. I didn't initially know my family history. Okay. So I have a history of family heart disease. My grandfather died at age 45. So now that I know it, I share it. I share it with my family and with everyone that will listen.
Oh, I love it, Dawn. Thank you so much for coming.
You.
We're going to continue to enjoy our stuffed peppers. Remember, know your numbers, listen to your body, and know your family history. My name is Ashley Thayer. This is Dawn Roberts, and this is Health and Self.